Welcome to Commander Mania.
What happens when you take a deck and turn it into a format? What happens when you take an idea and take it to the furthest point that you can? That is what I'm here to show you today. Hello everyone, welcome back to Commander Mania. Today, I'm here to show you something different, something you've probably never seen before. Because I've only shown it off in public maybe twice so far. And this is Clash of the Kindred, previously known as the Rukarumel Project. So what is this so-called Rukarumel Project? What is this Clash of the Kindred? It is a commander cube in which everyone is playing the same commander, has the same core of cards, and drafts 4 packs out of multiple packs. Currently, I believe our count is at 40 packs, and makes a deck out of it. You get 4 out of the 40, you get a weird Kindred strategy that you don't even know how it's going to work. So let's start off with the most broad piece of it and go to the most refined. What is Commander? You know Commander. You get a Commander, you play it. What is Cube? It is a draft format where you have a already set of cards that you are drafting from to make a good deck. But this cube I more compare to Jumpstart cubes than regular cubes. In Jumpstart cubes, you take like a Jumpstart pack, and then another Jumpstart pack, and then bam, you have your Jumpstart deck. And with Jumpstart cubes, you usually keep all the packs together, so they have their own cohesive kind of playstyle. And that is what this has. So, let me introduce you to each bit of the deck, so that we can start off with at least the core components. So firstly, there's a core. The core has multiple things in it. The main piece is Rukarumel. There's also always a silver token. And the rest of this is just lands, mana rocks, just a bunch of basic stuff to ensure your deck works. There's one of each basic, and then a bunch of different shocks and fetches and audience lands. It's a good setup of cards. Like, obviously, like, there is a lot more you can do with it, but like, you probably just want a basic setup at the beginning. And you may be wondering, were a lot of those proxies? Yes, I'm not going to buy 8 of every fetch, shock, audience land, mana confluences, and like all that stuff for this, at least not now, because that is a big expenditure. So, you have your core. The core is 60 cards in total, including the commander. What else do you need? Well, you need packs. That's why I have these. These are packs that I have fit in cube majigs, and they are really good to use. So we are going to just kind of go through and show off what happens with a Jumpstart pack, or I mean, I guess a cube bit here. So this is the Zubera pack. So what's included in one of these Jumpstart-esque Kindred packs? Make sure, I have the card in there. You always gotta remember to check for extra cards. So in the pack, you will find a list card that shows every card in the pack, as well as the pack itself. So the packs themselves are based off of different creature types. For this one is based off the Zuberas. Has each of the Champions of Kamigawa Zuberas, plus a bunch of different aristocrats pieces. Living Death, Ascend from Avernus, Patriarch's Bidding, Cauldron of Souls, Haunted One, Taste of Karloff, Pyrrhic Revival. I'm sorry, I almost never have to read that card. I almost never get this pack. Minsk, Revivify, Drivnod. This is all meant to help you with the fact that death triggers are what you want to be doing. So you're going to multiply your death triggers of all your Zuberas. If everything is a Zubera, you'll get more death triggers based off it because, you know, Zuberas. And you may be wondering, everything is Zubera? What do you mean? What's supposed to do that in this pack? It's not about the pack for that one. For all that, it is about the commander. So, what I probably should have explained first is the commander of this project. Why I built this as a cube, why I built this as a deck initially. Rukarumel Biologist is the reason I built this deck. She has become one of my favorite commanders. So let's talk about exactly what she does. I'll hold her here for you, so that way you can get a read as well. So there's a lot of words on here. But the words boil down to, you pick a creature type, all your creatures become that type on board, as well as in the deck, and in the hand, on the stack, in exile, all that fun stuff. As long as they are non-tokens or slivers. So like your creature tokens you make off of other stuff, they're not going to be the creature type you pick. But everything else, it's going to be a whatever you pick from Rukarumel. Also, it makes a sliver token, which can matter. It can help with some things. So, for example, with the pack I just showed you, if you pick Zubera, all your Zuberas will trigger off of, will have like their amount for their death trigger be based off of all the creatures you control that died this turn, which is pretty cool. And other packs utilize the creature types in different ways, such as this, which is the vampire pack. I'm going to unpack this off camera so that way I can make sure I don't miss anything. Now, with vampires, it's like, give your vampires persist. Give your vampires a buff. Edgar Markov, give it because Edgar Markov. Cordial Vampire buffs your whole board. Streffen gets you anything out of your hand for free. Bloodline Keeper does vampire stuff on the back. I can't remember exactly what. Pretty sure it does vampire stuff on the back. Yeah, your vampires get it's a bigger anthem effect. Sack of Vampire, draw 2 vampires. This is just in here because it is a vampire. Some of the stuff's in here just because it's flavorful. Some of it's in here because it's good for your strategy. But the big thing with every pack is that it has a different thing to add to a strategy. Now, with a lot of the packs, they don't have a lot of synergy with each other. But that's kind of the point, if I'm being honest. Like, everything works together in its own beautiful way. It doesn't all have to be perfectly combined to work together. Now, if you don't like limited, you're probably not going to like this. I should know because one of the people on the channel does not really like limited formats. So because of that, they aren't the biggest fan of playing this too often. They'll play it every so often. And even then, they're very picky on the packs they pick, so that way they don't crash out about it. But the whole point of this is that it's meant to be a fun, limited-esque format for myself and my play group. But since we have made more of it, we might be trying to get more people to try it out. So to go with that, I want to talk with one of the biggest allies to this project, and that is the Archivist. And he and I will talk to you real quick about some of what we like about the Rukarumel Project and what we like about what is now known as Clash of the Kindred. And I think during that, I am going to just kind of show off some of the packs in the background while that's playing. So, if you will, go ahead and listen to what they have to say. And I'm just going to start showing you some cool cards. Does that sound good?
Okay, so we didn't plan to record the after portion, but hey guys, it's me, it's Jason Marco. You're the only person on this channel that truly cares about you. I shouldn't be saying that in this video. This is not story stuff. This is me doing this, and what this is talking about my favorite thing that I've ever built. And I'm here with probably the only other person that could truly wax poetic about it. It's the Archivist.
Yeah, it's me, the Archivist. Yep.
And I'm just gonna rewind to all the stuff that we just said about this, and you guys get to hear it. Perfect. There's a lot to say about it. That's the problem.
There's quite a bit to say about it. What are some of your favorite aspects about the Rukarumel Project? What about the Rukarumel Project, other than the fact that this is your child? What keeps you coming back to it? Keep wanting to work on it.
It is a slate that no matter how much you write will still have blank space. Mm-hmm. It is a project that can be ever expanding, that can always have upgrades, always has updates. Mm-hmm. There's a lot that you can work with when it comes to Rukarumel, especially given the commander for the cube is such a such a force of nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like arcane adaptation on legs is a pretty interesting effect. And like I get where they were coming from, like making it the alt sliver commander for that precon. But I think that in the spot that it's in now, like it has a lot. It's got a really high ceiling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot. It has a lot more that it can be other than just slivers.
Yeah.
For sure. It really allows you to cover a lot of
A lot more ground than you would be able to before.
Yeah, a lot of side space in creature types that don't normally have a good commander, and Rukarumel arguably isn't necessarily. It's good in the sense that it's 5 color, but it's not
it's not the best option.
Yeah, but that's that.
But the option that it gives you adds more than other 5 color commanders would. Well, the fact this is a Commander Cube makes it a lot more simple to build for, really.
Because you have access to everything, so it's not as restricted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite things is just the puzzle aspect of it, of just getting whatever 4 packs you have and just trying really hard to find the lines of making things work, of seeing cards that don't normally get played together and being like, oh wait, this card can interact with this card, and it's very neat, and that's one of my favorite things. Finding lines where the Knight pack can work with the Zubera pack just brings a lot of joy to my heart as sort of somebody who sees deck building as a puzzle of sorts, as its own game within the game of Magic the Gathering, for sure. And that's one of the other things. One of my favorite parts, at least, of theory crafting things for Rukarumel is making new packs and thinking about oh man, this will be that would be a good card for a pack that we don't have yet. And I love keeping my mind open to that. Yeah. I'm almost sad with the upcoming Marvel sets that the Heroes pack can't just be 10. What's the guy's name from Final Fantasy? Sid. 10 Sids. 10 Sids and a couple of extra bonus cards to tie it together.
Yeah, because there's going to be so much more that you can add.
Yeah, I still think it should include at least 5 Sids.
Who needs 5 Sids?
Well, you need to have more than 1 Sid for sure to actually have the Sids do something. But
yeah,
I think 10 Sids is a pretty good number.
10 Sids is a pretty good number.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing conceptually about Rukarumel is seeing things that you would normally not see played together gives you a lot of opportunity to learn new tricks and just see things that normally wouldn't be seen in a game of Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, because
who would play some of these cards together?
You're so right.
It allows you to play normal typal strategies with weird side cards. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Now, is this project perfect? No. There are still many packs that need a lot of rework, and we've actually cut packs and added packs in their stead before because of how rough some of them played. But this is a project that I'm proud of. This is something that I've been working on for a couple years now. I've been playing it for a couple years now. My first actual outing with it, as a deck itself, was at MagicCon Chicago last time we were there. And my first outing with it as this cube was at Shoebox in the cities. So it's been something that I've been wanting to show to people. Something I want to play with people. And I figured the best way to introduce it to you would be through the channel. Because it gets more eyes on it. On top of that, it also lets us introduce what we're going to be playing for the Shoebox episode of Commandermania. Yes, Shoebox was a while ago. Yes, we've been selling this footage for quite a while. Yes, I've been procrastinating. But we're going to show you everything with this project that we're proud of. And, you know, hopefully the game goes well. But before I go, I want to give some special thanks to people who made this project possible. Firstly, if it weren't for my wonderful play group, we wouldn't have this. So thank you to everyone on the channel who has helped me with this project. You've all given me so much pride in it, really. You guys have made me feel like this is actually something that I can make work. And we were able to play it and have fun with it. And I'm very appreciative of everyone that has made that a reality. Furthermore, I would thank all the wonderful artists that have contributed to this, whether it be through me commissioning you to make me something or from me asking politely if I can use your stuff. So, first thanks goes out to Graham Corp, my friend, my boss. Graham, you are a lovely human, and I thank you tons for letting me use your Rukarumel art for the sleeves on this, because this is iconic for the project. I should probably leave that right here. The other thanks I must give also Graham again, one of the first altars I added to the project. And it's less of an altar, more of a proxy. But even then, it's one of the first things I added to the project initially. As well as Fox Noctum, another wonderful artist, commissioned a Rukarumel of Still Valley, because that seemed fitting. It was either that or Arceus, and they're both similar with that. Modfly, one of the best in the game doing it. I wanted to get Rukarumel from him because Modfly does some crazy shit. Gotta get at least one swear word in the video, right? And then we have Sad Robot, who did this wonderful Balatro-inspired Rukarumel. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you to everyone who's had something to do with this. It means the world to me that I'm able to make something like this happen, and this is not going to be the only amount of altars. I just want to let that be very clearly known. I'm going to get so many Rukarumel at some point. But thank you to everyone who's been a part of this. Thank you to everyone who has tried out the format, whether it be in person or who's seen it at Shoebox. I hope to be bringing this more places, that way more people can see it. But for now, I think this is pretty good. So if you want to try this format out, check it out. I have the whole list in the description. The big thing is you probably want to have tags turned on so you see all the separate packs. And with that, if you want to try it out, it's really rough to try to do on digital clients. And in person would be a crazy amount of proxies. So I'd say just like, if you want to try this out, take the core, take 4 packs, put them into a list, and then try it out like online. Do like a Mox Field play test thing with your buds or like something like that. And if you see me at an event and I have this with me, feel free to ask for a game. I'm always down to play a little bit of Rukarumel. So with that being said, yeah, this is Jason Marco, and I'm signing off for now. So we'll see you in the next real episode of Commandermania. Bye, guys.